Well, I think by now everybody knows who I am. I'm gonna take a different approach, maybe a little bit. Everybody okay? Speak up. Speak of the mic. This mask issue probably wouldn't even be an issue if the school would have just followed its own policy from the beginning, let it laid out last fall. I will again re-emphasize that 3 principals and the superintendent stood up in front of us parents and reassured us that kids would not be in a mask all day. That if they were distanced, they would be able to remove face coverings in the classroom and outside. Once again, that policy was changed not long after the school reopened. No new policy was issued or made available to the parents. Why was the original policy taken off the website? Now kids and parents are not allowed into school without a face covering no matter what, unless the school needs money. It must be worn at all times. They can't take it out of the classroom. This is not a complete contradiction of this is a complete contradiction of the original policy. It feels that the principals and superintendents purposely lied to us. Furthermore, they nor this board has been open to discuss the issue. Thus, it seems that the board and the staff have colluded together. Because if this policy is not being followed, it falls on the parents and the board to ensure that it is. In Wisconsin law, statute 11801, educational goals and expectations, if you read towards the bottom of section 1, it says, parents and guardians of pupils enrolled in the school district share with the state and the school board the responsibility of pupils meeting the goals and expectations under subchapter 2. It doesn't say staff, it says parents in the school board. When did parents get removed from the decision-making process? Why can we no longer participate at school board meetings? And I would argue 3-minute comment is not considered participation. Under subpart 2, it's interesting because it talks about citizenship. It says each school board shall provide an instructional program designed to give pupils proper reverence and respect for the history and meaning of the American flag, the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and the state constitution laws thereof. I am in a kind of thinking that the face covering policy has shown a disregard for divine liberties, thus showing a disregard for our constitutions. This is a huge issue for me. Our constitutions are inspired by divine wisdom, and the principles therein help guide our morality. These blessed liberties are guaranteed by both U.S. and state constitutions, and this board took an oath to these constitutions. Why is this board and this school not upholding individual or family civil rights guaranteed by these constitutions? By state law, it is supposed to be taught, understood, and applied in our schools and community. Discrimination is not supposed to be allowed, but parent rights are to be upheld. My conscience will not allow me to sit by and not speak out. It demands that I yell and scream in defense of liberties that have been so hard fought for by the blacks and minorities and women's suffrage and everybody else throughout history. Even if it is only a small school in Cumberland, Wisconsin. By allowing this policy to stay in place, this board is basically teaching our kids that when the right conditions exist, civil liberties can be dismissed and are not guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask you to wrap it up, please.
1 sentence left. Without following these guiding principles, our morality will be corrupted. This